On the 30th of May 1498, Columbus left with 6 ships from Sanlúcar, Spain. The fleet called at Madeira and the Canary Islands, where it divided in two, with 3 ships heading for Hispaniola and the other 3 vessels, commanded by Columbus, sailing south to the Cape Verde Islands and then westward across the Atlantic. It is probable that this expedition was intended at least partly to confirm rumors of a large continent south of the Caribbean Sea, that is, South America. On the 31st of July they sighted Trinidad, the most southerly of the Caribbean islands. On the 5th of August, Columbus sent several small boats ashore on the southern side of the Paria Peninsula in what is now Venezuela, near the mouth of the Orinoco River. This was the first recorded landing of Europeans on the mainland of South America, which Columbus realized must be a continent. The fleet then sailed to the islands of Chacachacare and Margarita, reaching the latter on the 14th of August, and sighted Tobago and Grenada from afar, according to some scholars. On the 19th of August, Columbus returned to Hispaniola. There he found settlers in rebellion against his rule, and his unfulfilled promises of riches. Columbus had some of the Europeans tried for their disobedience. At least one rebel leader was hanged. In October 1499, Columbus sent 2 ships to Spain, asking the court of Spain to appoint a royal commissioner to help him govern. By this time, accusations of tyranny and incompetence on the part of Columbus had also reached the court. The sovereigns sent Francisco de Bobadilla, a relative of Marquesa Beatriz de Bobadilla, a patron of Columbus and a close friend of Queen Isabella, to investigate the accusations of brutality made against the admiral. Arriving in Santo Domingo while Columbus was away, Bobadilla was immediately met with complaints about all 3 Columbus brothers. He moved into Columbus's house and seized his property, took depositions from the admiral's enemies, and declared himself governor. Bobadilla reported to Spain that Columbus once punished a man found guilty of stealing corn by having his ears and nose cut off and then selling him into slavery. He claimed that Columbus regularly used torture and mutilation to govern Hispaniola. Testimony recorded in the report stated that Columbus congratulated his brother Bartholomew on defending the family, when the latter ordered a woman paraded naked through the streets and then had her tongue cut because she had spoken ill of the admiral and his brothers. The document also describes how Columbus put down native unrest and revolt. He first ordered a brutal suppression of the uprising in which many natives were killed, and then paraded their dismembered bodies through the streets in an attempt to discourage further rebellion. Columbus vehemently denied the charges. The neutrality and accuracy of the accusations and investigations of Bobadilla toward Columbus and his brothers have been disputed by historians, given the anti-Italian sentiment of the Spaniards and Bobadilla's desire to take over Columbus's position. In early October 1500, Columbus and Diego presented themselves to Bobadilla, and were put in chains aboard La Gorda, the caravel on which Bobadilla had arrived at Santo Domingo. They were returned to Spain, and languished in jail for 6 weeks before King Ferdinand ordered their release. Not long after, the king and queen summoned the Columbus brothers to the Alhambra Palace in Granada. The sovereigns expressed indignation at Bobadilla's actions, who was then recalled and ordered to make restitutions of the property he had confiscated from Columbus. The royal couple heard the brothers' pleas, restored their freedom and wealth, and, after much persuasion, agreed to fund Columbus's 4th voyage. However, Nicholas de Ovando was to replace Bobadilla and be the new governor of the West Indies. New light was shed on the seizure of Columbus and his brother Bartholomew, the Adelantado, with the discovery by archivist Isabel Aguirre of an incomplete copy of the testimonies against them gathered by Francisco de Bobadilla at Santo Domingo in 1500. She found a manuscript copy of this pesquisa, inquiry, in the archive of Simancas, Spain, uncatalogued until she and Consuelo Varela published their book, La Caída de Cristobal Colón, El Juicio de Bobadilla, The Fall of Christopher Colón, The Judgment of Bobadilla, in 2006.